Think sub would have been better in the team, or Sass is like okay.
The problem with sub is it just lacks that damage that we need in that comp.
Does it? I feel like sub's pretty good damage.
Mm. I don't know. I just felt like I couldn't put as much pressure with sub as I could with assassination. Like the way of like upfront damage. That because like our kill window has always been this at like the vendetta cooldown and everything, and outside of that, like sub does well when you see them playing with like mages and stuff because it has like that constant. Like I think if you go over 5 to 10 minutes, sub will have overall more damage. But like we're not trying to like outpace teams. Like we're trying to beat a team in the second to third cooldown. Like in the first 3 minutes. Like we're like my first vendetta, maybe get a kill, probably not though. Second vendetta, we have a good chance of getting a kill if everything lines up right. And then third vendetta, if it gets to that point, they're usually worn down so much by like how much pressure we put out that they usually have someone die by then, right? We don't go past 3-4 minutes as the comp we're currently playing. Where sub, I think sub will have more consistent pressure, but I don't think that comp is good when it comes to we're just gonna wear this team out because we still don't have that great a cooldown, like defensives, to like survive.
Well, you have more on command stun though, right? On that one.
Yeah, technically because of Shadow Dance, yeah, you can cheap shot more often. But so like we could swap a lot easier if I was sub, because like we could change and I could just Shadow Dance, cheap shot someone. But I don't know. I just don't see that being like if I was to swap to sub and start playing sub mostly, I just don't see it being like a big enough benefit where it would make a very positive difference on what we're doing. I just think we'd have to change the play style of that comp because we'd have to play like a much safer like let's go in, let's pressure for the first let's pressure with wings and spend the first 30 to 45 seconds doing what we can. Then once all that's down and we're not being able to pressure as much anymore, let's back up and kind of kite back and try and reset and then continue doing the same thing and wear them out instead of what we are now, which is
because you're talking about like CC, right? And then subtlety can always on command 9-second stun the healer or anything if you wanted to with the blind.
Yeah, right. You can.
And then later, if the guy is blinded, you can also just on command stun the off target, like the other DPS, and you guys just do damage on the thing. Because Math has pretty high damage output himself. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, because you just have more control over the thing. But the problem is with Assassin, you're relying on Vendetta and then 20-second cooldown on Kidney, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you have to bait out trinkets, and then when you have the perfect storm, you can do it.
Right. And that's one reason why I was saying how I think the other comp with the Druid and the Mage would be better potentially, just because we have so much more CC that we'll be able to wear people down easier, and we have better we just have better peels. I think that's the one thing that the Rogue will lack, regardless in this comp, is the ability to really stop their damage. Like I would have to use both my Shadow Dances just to cheap shot the shit out of everybody. But then once that's down, my Shadow Dances are a huge part of my damage, being able to use whatever it's called. What is it, Nightblade or no? Nightblade's the damage over time. What is that one called? Shadowblade, yeah. Because Shadowblade's a lot of fucking damage.
Yeah.
So when I can't, if I'm using Shadow Dances to just cheap shot the shit out of everybody, I'm now having no real damage output outside of using Shadow Blades and Symbols of Death, which don't get me wrong, great cooldowns, and they're Shadow Blades is arguably better than Vendetta at times. If you have everything, it may be even better than Vendetta, but it's a much longer cooldown. Shadow Blades I think is a 2-minute cooldown, 2 or 3 minutes.
3 minutes for Shadow Blades.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Yeah, it's a really long cooldown. So if I'm using both my Shadow Dances for cheap shots, then my Shadow Blades isn't worth as much because Shadow Blades with I already forgot the name of the spell, irrelevant, but with that it's just so much damage. So much fucking damage. But it's even shorter kill window, you know? Like it's a smaller kill window. I think we maybe have more damage over time, but our kill window will be smaller because it's a 3-minute kind of thing compared to the 1 minute every 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Or 20 seconds every 1 minute, you know? So there's just so many there's so much trade-offs in the damage department. Like we'll gain, like that's why I think that the mage is superior right now, and why it's better than the Scooby-Doo comp is because the mage I could just sit there, get up some arcane charges, you know, pump them out every 20 to 30 seconds, and then okay, let me just they're using their cooldowns, let me just poly, and it's not taking away from my damage because I'm not relying on cooldowns necessarily as much. Like, and the cooldowns for Arcane Mage are super short. Like, Mark of Alaneth is really short. Arcane Orb is really short. You know, so it's easy to put out the stuff I need to get my damage out. It just sucks that it relies on procs. That's the other trade-off, I guess, too. Is like if I don't get arcane missile procs, then it kind of is like, oh fuck, like I need to arcane barrage some more, not arcane blast some more, you know. So it's just kind of like, fuck, like just give me some charges. So that kind of sucks at times. So I don't know. There's trade-offs with either the specs of rogue or using the mage. I think we just kind of try stuff out and see which one we like to play the most. You know, like I'm not saying I won't play sub. Like I'm down to try it. I'm just saying that I think we should we should try sub, and then we should try the arcane mage, and just see what feels like we are able to play and do more with. Like feel like we feel better with. You know.
Yeah.
I just think I don't. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not for sure, but I just feel like the mage will offer more than the rogue will.
Yeah. Are you planning to play with the Windwalker, or are you trying to play with the Paladin?
I
honestly don't know how well it is with the Paladin, though.
I mean, it's a tier 1 comp.
In what, 3s? I don't think so.
That's what.
With the Paladin?
Let's see here. Top rep Paladin 3s comp.
But that's top rep Paladin, right? Like. A red Paladin is
top,
tier...
yeah. Top Arcane Mage 3s.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's RMP with Assassin.
Oh, I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all.
Because Windwalker has more of that on-command burst, right? And he has id cap here and out and stuff, and he has survivability and peels more than the Paladin has. Like, just in my mind, I just feel like just in my mind, I feel like the Windwalker is more beyond better than the Paladin in that team. The only reason why I think Paladin's better in Scooby-Doo instead of Windwalker is because of DRing stuns, and then you don't have consistent damage coming out really on those two classes.
From Arcane Windwalker?
No, Windwalker Rogue. I'm saying that's why the Pally is better in that comp for Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, no, because outside of our cooldown setup, we literally will do nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely Assassination Rogue is like insane. But I don't know, like when it comes to the Windwalker versus the Ret, I just feel like like what's the difference between Arcane Mage, Windwalker, and
more mobility on Windwalker, more
and then and then Windwalker Rogue. Like what's the main difference between Assassination? Like if I was to run Assassination Rogue Windwalker or Arcane Mage Windwalker, like what's the setup difference? Like I feel like there isn't any.
You have more.
We have more spammable CC because of the polymorph. That's like the only difference I really noticed. Like, because arcade, I feel like arcade mage versus rogues damage
well,
is
you're not
almost
that,
identical.
You're not as squishy, right?
Well,
And you
true.
you can connect more on damage
True.
when you want to instead of the rogue. And then rogue has more, mage has more damage when it just comes out because it procs more rather than waiting for vendetta.
Right, but with the vendetta damage is much better than like if I don't know. Like if I have everything lined up perfectly with an arcane mage, it's probably as good as vendetta rogue damage. It's probably pretty close. But you have to have everything. You have to have Mark of Alunath. You have to have arcane power. You have to have your 3 charges without having to use arcane orb or presence of mind to get those charges. You know, if I have four charges with 3 arcane missiles, I Mark of Alunath, fucking arcane power, pump out those missiles, drop an arcane barrage, orb, fucking presence of mind, double tap. I get more like. Sure, I may fucking outdick what an assassination rogue can do, but it's just not as guaranteed. That's the problem. Like, it's sure it's a little bit more consistent, but then what's the difference between Windwalker Road? Let's say it is more consistent. What's the difference between why would it be better than Windwalker Road Ret or Windwalker Ret? Because the Ret will put out more consistent damage than the mage.
Stormkeeper.
It's just burst won't be as good.
But you get kited a lot. You need you want to have more effectiveness on your CCs, right?
Grounding.
Right, I'm not trying to like just argue to argue. I'm just trying to
I
like
understand.
point out where I think like I don't know. I just feel like there wouldn't be much difference if I was running on my rogue compared to my mage with his monk. I just don't know what like I just don't see there being that much of a difference in benefit, and like I think maybe the monk's burst lining up with an arcane mage's burst may be really, really nice. But I just don't see us putting up fucking any pressure outside of that. Like, whoever Mav's on his Red Paladin is gonna get dicked. Like, they're gonna die within 10 seconds if there's 10 seconds of no heals coming in. You know? Like, he's just gonna constantly be putting pressure out. If he's on his monk, we're gonna be really like, I may put out a little bit more pressure here and there, but it's not gonna matter when we're waiting for Serenity or we're waiting for, you know, the sweep Fist of Fury combo on a target. Sure, we may be able to set it up a little bit easier, like an incap into a poly, you know, and then boom, throw out a bunch of damage. But if there's not that much pressure, like I feel like Arcane Mage Ret, if he's just sitting there dicking a target, right, and I just get procs, right, I get enough procs to get a couple arcane missiles out and everything, we can pressure out maybe a defensive, like I just throw out a poly and then throw out that. I don't even have to use arcane power or like everything in the world. I'll put out a good amount of damage, you know, and we could possibly get a defensive or something. But I don't feel like, I feel like we have to wait for one specific moment with everything lining up for his cooldowns and me getting procs, compared to it's just relying on my procs
for what, Windwalker?
To put out pressure.
I don't think so. I think for Windwalker you just want the stuns and you get more consistent out of the Windwalker than you do on the Paladin.
Yeah, I'm down to try both. I'm just saying I think that the Ret will be more valuable.
Because most of the mage teams that I see out of the two, it's what is it? It's Windwalker, not Paladin.
Yeah.
That's the majority. That's just what I see for majority's sake. These guys are eating the Dickens, man. How the fuck will we win this game? I don't know if I'm supposed to go out or not, but I'm just like healing behind pillar. You know, I'm losing a mana, but I also get to drink, so I'm also just not fucking cycloning. I don't feel like I should be.
So wait, cycloning. Wait, what?
Oh, I'm a druid right now. I'm playing Thundercleave with all my druid, just like random people.
Oh.
Sky Fury
I was so confused. I was like, what?
Yeah, I guess we're just taking this dampening? I don't fucking know, man. Like, literally, the priest is in the middle of the map. The Ellie Shaman and their team is on the other side of the map. The healer's on the other side. Now the motherfucker just came up here to me.
Astral shift.
He silenced me too. Now you fucking bitch. I don't like you.
Astral shift down. Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think Sunday what we should do.
Void form down.
I think we should do it tomorrow, but I think Sunday, since we're gonna have more time on Sunday, I think maybe Sunday we honestly just play a bunch of fucking comps, not like, like not saying that we don't play like Walking Dead or anything that we kind of want to keep playing to like actually get better at right now. But I think when it comes to like outside of Walking Dead, because I think Walking Dead, now that I have melee wings, once I get down melee wings and I stop being as greedy with cooldowns, I think we'll be fine. But like outside of that, I feel like we're just like, I don't know, the Scooby-Doo comp just seems like it's lacking stuff in it. Like, not saying like we're necessarily just like playing it bad, because like there's just small things. Some things are bigger than others, but we're not missing a lot. But I feel like maybe we can improve and change that comp a little bit to make it better. You know, like Walking Dead is Walking Dead. Like, there's not much we're gonna be able to do to improve that comp. Other than me improving my healing play, and then maybe just like, I don't know, from the damage side. I'm not in the damage part of that comp, so I don't really know what, like, how it feels for you guys damage wise. Yeah, I feel like the other comp, like I feel like all three of us, like maybe Matt, like, I guess Matt maybe doesn't, but like I feel like the rogue is just like, I'm not as useful as I could be, potentially, if I was playing something else, like a different spec or a different class. And then even you were saying that, you feel like the druid might be better.
Maybe. It just, the problem right now is just keeping alive, and I can keep alive longer than the druid. I don't think as much, but we'll see. Why am I even
right, so I think
these two killers?
I think maybe Sunday what we do is we just kind of, start off just kind of playing around with some different comps, seeing what we like the feel of, and then maybe that becomes like our second comp for a little bit to try out. And if it ends up being something we just end up not liking as much, we always can go back to what we were playing right now. But outside of Walking Dead, I think we maybe just kind of mix it up, see what feels better. Because I don't know, just Scooby just doesn't feel bad. It just feels like it's not optimal, I guess. So, but I think that's maybe like the Sunday thing. Is just kind of toy around with some ideas, try some stuff out.
No, this warrior's gonna die.
Sky Fury Totem.
Thunder's Alicia warrior, right?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun in Draenor.
Sky Fury Totem.
I don't know what it is. Warriors this expansion are just, they don't feel fun to me to play.
Too weak to do anything that game. Holy shit. No pressure at all.
How do you have no pressure with Warrior Elisham?
Because Elisham is not being aggressive enough or not kicking enough. I don't know.
No, I know. I'm just like, it's just like, Ellies do so much damage.
Played into like 30% dampening. They can't do anything.
Damn.